Time to do another quick Greek lesson here. After recovering from the subjunctive mood, this lesson's going to be quick and easy. We're looking today at Greek infinitives. Now the infinitive is really easy to recognize, and it's used sometimes just the way an English infinitive is, and sometimes not. So we'll try to get this worked out for you. Do remember my complete Greek classes available at pottersschool.org or at alts.edu, and we always have something happening at Wittenberg Door. Alright, what is an infinitive? This is the form of a verb that we associate with the word to. For instance, I could say to loose, to see, to run, to walk, etc. Those are infinitives. In the passive voice, they would be, for instance, to be loosed, to be seen, to be walked. Well, I guess the dog needs to be walked. And here are the basic forms. In fact, you notice there's a present infinitive, active, middle, and passive, and an aorist, active, middle, and passive. So, luein, to loose, luesthai, to loose for oneself, or luesthai, to be loosed. Now what's the difference between the present and the aorist infinitive? The present infinitive, as you probably remember, shows an ongoing state of action, while the aorist infinitive will show a point of action. Loosai, to loose, loosasthai, to loose for oneself, luthenai, to be loosed. The verb of being has just one infinitive. It is enai, to be. Now, you can't really tell the difference between a present infinitive and an aorist infinitive in your English translation. You simply have to be aware, is this a linear action or is it a point of action? Let's see how we can use those infinitives. Actually, first how to analyze them. The infinitive doesn't have person or number. And so don't be trying to say, oh yeah, that's a present active infinitive third person plural. Now it doesn't have any person or number. Identify tense, voice, and mood, and the mood will be infinitive. So, for instance, we have present active infinitive. End of story. The infinitive usually serves as a noun. Now, when used with a neuter article, it is treated exactly like a noun, and this is pretty common. If you think about it, in a sentence like, I like to swim is a noun, right? It's describing an activity, a thing. So, there we go. The infinitive is normally some kind of a noun, and in Greek, if we treat it as a noun, we're often going to use a neuter definite article. So we have, for instance, ta luein, and you see it is literally the to loose, which would be the act of loosing or releasing. This is used very frequently as the object of a preposition. So, for instance, we'll say, before the to eat. That means before eating, they did something. Greek will also sometimes use a construction called an accusative and infinitive, and this is how it works. It's a kind of a multi-step process. You have a subject of a sentence in the nominative case, like Petros. You have a verb which is normally indicative, like blepe. You have a direct object, which is in the accusative case, ton anthropon. Peter sees the man. Now, the direct object does an action, and that action is going to be an infinitive. Peter sees the man piptain, to fall. Actually, in some parts of this country, that is the way people would say it. I seen the man to fall. That means I saw the person fall. Peter sees the man fall. Sometimes the infinitive can take a direct object. In the accusative case, Peter sees the man to eat a sandwich. Peter sees the man eat sandwich. Again, another accusative. Often the accusative and infinitive will be used with a verb of saying or thinking or declaring, some sort of a mental activity verb, and it will be used to express what the person says, thinks, or believes, and there it will normally come right after the word haughty, meaning that. So I could say, I think that I will drink coffee. Very good. All right, there's the infinitive and the accusative and infinitive. Have a great time doing some Greek today.